Hey guys, my name is Kim-MacKinnon, and I just recently moved from Toronto to Vancouver, and I'm making a series breaking down exactly what I did to make that transition possible. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the actual move itself, talking about the shipping methods I took, down to the transportation costs, down to unexpected costs that you guys may incur, and hopefully this will give you a better understanding as to what it takes to move provinces. And if you're thinking about making that move to Vancouver, hopefully this gives you some better insight on that move. First of all, I'm really new to YouTube. This is only my second video. So if you get anything out of this video, I would appreciate it if you like it, subscribe it, and share it with a friend who's possibly looking to move to Vancouver or moving provinces. Maybe they can get something from this video. All right, so first and foremost, how I moved. So shipping my personal items wasn't really that hard. I found it relatively easy. This was large in part due to the fact that I didn't have to bring any furniture over. I was really just bringing my personal items, my clothes, my office equipment, and yeah, just personal items. Not really anything large per se, but like kitchen stuff. Anyways, it didn't work out to be that much. I think it worked out to be about 2,000 pounds approximately with my stuff and my wife's and my daughter's. So it didn't work out. So for that reason, it wasn't that much to ship. However, when I was shipping my items, I was looking at a couple different options. Now there was different companies. It was kind of overwhelming how many companies there were to choose from. I ended up using a U-Haul container, and I'll tell you why in a bit, but there were some other shipping methods that I was considering. And the reason why I didn't choose them was, number one, the price was a little bit too high. I was trying to keep things relatively affordable for me and my new family. And two, when they came to pick it up, they kind of put your stuff on a pallet, wrapped it up in like some saran wrap or whatever, and just put your items either on a train or a truck along with everybody else's stuff. Now, I didn't have any liking to this. Actually, I didn't like this method at all because your items were relatively exposed, kind of free, and also with other people's stuff. So number one, I didn't feel secure because I didn't think that my stuff was necessarily safe. I felt like it was, exposed and could have been easily damaged. And also it was with other people's stuff. So I don't know, I felt like there was too much risk involved in that, getting mixed up with other people's stuff. I don't know, maybe I was paranoid, but I ended up choosing a U-Haul shipping container. I was talking to some friends and I got some feedback from other people who have also moved provinces, and they chose this method as well. The U-Haul was my preference of shipping method, and it just turned out to be $1,500. I think $1,568 was the amount that I paid, and it was half the price from every other shipping company. So highly recommended. Got my stuff completely fine. It took about 3 weeks for it to ship, and yeah, it was right on time with the timeline that they mentioned to me previously before I even ordered anything. So yeah, highly recommended. I chose U-Haul shipping container, and I was very happy with that service as well. Next, shipping my car. Now, I had a bunch of things in my head going on. Leaving Ontario, I'm like, did I want to carry my car with me? And seeing that I just bought my car 2 years prior to my move, I was gonna lose quite a bit of money if I sold the car. I think about $10,000 to $15,000. If I sold my car, I was losing value on that. So I was like, should I lose $15K or should I just ship my car for $2,000? So I decided to pick the lesser of two evils and ship my car for $2,000. Now, I came up with the $2,000 because that was one of the packages that I selected. Again, with shipping your car, there's quite a bit of companies that you can choose from. I chose the most reputable company that I did research on. I chose Hanson's. And yeah, there's many different companies that you can choose from, and relatively more or less kind of similar pricing. But I like Hanson's because number one, they're very reputable. Number two, they offered more affordable packages in comparison to the other companies. So they had premium packages where they had door-to-door service, where they pick up your car, they drop off your car, and you have that extended insurance policy where they cover, any damages that may have incurred during the process of transportation. And then they had a little bit more affordable packages where you drop the car off at their terminal. In this case, I dropped my car off at their terminal in Scarborough, and I would have to pick it up from their terminal in BC. In my case, it was in Delta, which was about a 40-minute drive from where I'm living in Coquitlam right now. So, and that one also had a little bit less of an insurance policy, so it didn't cover as much, and you did have to pay a deductible, I think about $500, if any damage were to happen during the transportation process. And from what I gathered online, on Reddit, obviously everybody's on Reddit, and other friends and colleagues who have also traveled from province to province, they didn't choose the extended insurance policy and they got along just fine. So I guess I was willing to take the risk. I mean, that's a personal thing. If you highly value your car and you have a very expensive car, I could see why you would choose that. But I'm driving a Mazda CX-9, so I ain't really worried. That's pretty durable. But yeah, so I chose the more affordable package, and that was a difference of about $1,500. So I think I paid about, again, another like $1,500, and the full package would have been closer to $3,000. So that was the price difference, about half price, and I was obviously choosing the half price, right? Who wouldn't, right? So yeah, I chose that one. Oh, also with the packages, the premium packages, when you're shipping your car, they had a guaranteed transit time. So if you're more in a rush and you really needed your car ASAP, that was probably the better package for you. But for me, I didn't need my car right away because I did have access to vehicles on the BC side. So it wasn't really like a urgent matter. So I was willing to pick the more affordable package and have no guaranteed transit time. But they gave you an estimated time, and it still came in 3 weeks, which I was completely fine with. Some other costs to consider while moving to Vancouver are transferring your license. Now, transferring your license from Ontario to BC, as long as you were driving for 2 years or more, you didn't have to do like a transfer driving test or like a qualifying driving test. It was completely fine. It was literally just some paperwork. It's nice and simple. It costed $31 for your initial 2-year renewal and an additional $75 for your 5-year renewal. So in total, that was about $106. Yeah, in order to transfer your license from any province to BC, you're gonna need your previous driving license, obviously. You're gonna need your proof of driving history. With the proof of driving history, especially if you're coming from Ontario, you've got to be clear on this. There are 2 different types of driving histories you can choose. You can choose an uncertified one, which is a 3-year driving history, which is the one that ICBC will not accept. So don't get that one. Don't make the mistake that I did. You're going to choose the certified driving history, and that's the one that's directly mailed to your address, sealed and stamped. That's the one that ICBC is looking for. So don't make the same mistake I did. I went there with the one that was, I chose the uncertified one because that one, it got emailed to you right away. It was really relatively quick. So I wanted to get it done super fast. But yeah, the one that takes 2 weeks, the certified one, sealed and stamped, that's what ICBC is looking for. So make sure you got that. So yeah, that's about $18 from the Ministry of Transportation from Ontario. So you're gonna have to order that one as well. And that's about it, yeah. Just be aware of the things that you have to bring with you to ICBC upon transferring your license, just to save you some hassle. And you can obviously find that on the ICBC website, and make sure that you book your appointment ahead of time. It gets hella busy. Sticking with the whole driving situation, ICBC is the insurance that is covered here in BC. It's not like Ontario where you have many different insurance companies to choose from. In BC, it's just one. Kind of makes things easier in my opinion. So also it doesn't give you room to shop around, I guess. Pros and cons. But anyways, ICBC is your company in BC, and with ICBC, they actually make you pay for the whole entire year up front. So you got to make sure that you have money ready for the entire year. So in total, I paid about $23.47 for the entire year.
That works out to be $195 per month.
Anyways, yeah, so don't take my quote for what your quote's gonna be. Obviously, there's many variables that are considered when calculating your annual premium, including your age, your, how long you've been driving, your driving history, if you have any major accidents or any traffic violations. Anyways, that could be another video. But anyways, that all can change your premium. So, but that's what to expect in terms of, someone who has a relatively clean driving history. And I've been driving for 15, 16 years. So yeah, I have a pretty long history driving. So yeah, if that's your case, then that's probably what you're looking at as well. So yeah, good indicator. Living arrangements. Of course, if you're looking to move to BC, you're gonna obviously have to live somewhere unless you have the luxury of living with someone. Obviously, you're still gonna pay rent, but you're gonna need your first and last month's rent if you're looking to rent. And obviously any storage fees, any moving fees, any deposits. So yeah, depending on your situation, you're gonna have to figure out exactly how much you're gonna need to save up for that move. And of course, if you're looking to buy a property, you're obviously gonna need your down payment, your deposits, your mortgage arrangements with your financial institution or your mortgage agent. You're gonna need your lawyer fees, your realtor fees. Pretty much that could be a whole nother video in itself. And obviously, if you're looking to purchase a property, I could definitely help you out with that as well. It's also really important to do your research as to where in Vancouver or the GVR, Greater Vancouver area, that you're gonna reside in. I was going for the more suburb feel, and that's why I fell in love with Coquitlam, because I lived in downtown Toronto for about 15 years, pretty much half my life. And I was kind of over the whole noisy, busy, high energy environment because I'm in that next stage of my life where I recently just got married. I had a daughter recently, she's 2 years old. So it wasn't necessarily the environment that I wanted to raise my daughter in. So therefore, I really fell in love with Coquitlam because it was more on the quiet, peaceful side. There's lots of trails, lots of parks, lots of greenery, and it's just overall just much more peaceful here. So I was more leaning towards that as opposed to the busy side. And although Coquitlam is a little bit out of the way, especially if you're commuting for work, let's say to downtown Vancouver, which is probably a 45-minute drive west on a good day, of course, I feel like it's worth the drive to retreat to somewhere a little bit more peaceful. So mind you, Coquitlam is 45 minutes east of downtown Vancouver. No, I love Coquitlam. There's malls, there's lots of yummy Korean barbecue restaurants, there's trails, parks, recreation, pretty much everything that you want out here is available. And Coquitlam is relatively new in comparison to a lot of the other cities out west. It seems like all the new development is kind of moving east, and that's kind of where Coquitlam is, kind of east, right? 45 minutes east. So it's really clean here. It's relatively new and it's beautiful. Yeah, they have huge parks, and a lot of people like to come here for trails, the hikes, and yeah, they have really nice scenery. It's just beautiful here. I'll definitely make a video on the different areas to look at when you're looking to move to Vancouver. If that's something that interests you, definitely look out for that. There you have it. I hope this video gave you a little bit more insight on what you need to know when actually making the physical move to Vancouver, whether it's from Ontario or whether it's from another province. Hope this helps with your transition. And of course, if I missed anything or if I didn't touch on something that you really want to know about, please leave it in the comment section. I would love to help guide you guys in the right direction to help make your transition more smooth. And any questions that you may have, also leave it in the comment section and I'll make sure to answer those questions. So I'm gonna leave you with a quote. Change is uncomfortable, but that's where the most growth happens. So if you're serious about making the move or you just wanna know what it's really like, you're in the right place. Drop a comment below and let me know exactly where you're at. I plan on making more videos on real estate, lifestyle, fitness, and all the other unfiltered stuff that no one talks about. So hit that subscribe button, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. And if you do the calculation according to my math skill, first and foremost, I'm really new to YouTube, so I would appreciate the love if you give me a like. Cringe. Sorry. Gross.